For assignment 2, you will pick up where you left, so to speak, from assignment 1 and execute the digital marketing plan and then produce a digital portfolio. So that's a written document, but much more of a visual document portfolio that shows examples of what you made. It is not a report, so it wouldn't, like, few words, more illustrations and images. So it's due 1 o'clock on Tuesday as well in week 13, also worth 30%. Length requirements is 1,000 words in total. I'll talk more about that in detail in a bit. And it needs to include, URLs, so links to the resources that you build, images, illustrations, screenshots of your implementations. It needs a maximum 5-minute video where you go into greater detail about one of your implementations. You have an option to talk about your other implementation as well in an in-class presentation. And then you need, again, a maximum 3-minute video with your industry partner, just like in assignment 1. So you're required to, as I said, implement your plan from assignment 1 and submit a formatted digital portfolio that showcase all the resources that you built. So the purpose is to demonstrate your capacity to execute a strategic digital marketing plan and reflect on the outcome of the project that you've done. So you need to showcase that you can do real life digital marketing activities, reflect on the effectiveness of it and how you created value for your customers. And of course, again, you need that evidence that you have worked closely with either an SME or an industry mentor throughout this implementation stage. So as I hope you can see, and as also you can see in the video with Katie, if your focus is right on this assignment, you will create an amazing resource for yourself that can potentially skyrocket your career. This is evidence of real life work experience, and therefore you have a great opportunity to advance your career after graduating from this course. So let's look at the assessment criteria. So here we sort of turn the plan upside down in a way. So the first is the how. How did you execute your implementation? So we assess you on the resources that you actually made. So we're looking for state-of-the-art implementations and evidence of marketing resources that you implemented and executed, created this semester. And then you need to reflect on the value that you added from this. So reflection on the implementation in accordance with the the why, the who, and the what of your plan. So the strategic position of your plan. How did it go according to that plan? You're not getting assessed on to what extent you met what you'd planned or exceeded it, but rather on a sober reflection on how things went and what did you actually learn from this. What made you do different next time? If something didn't work, then you honestly explain what happened, and then that's that shows learning. So we're looking for here learning in the course, of course. So it's a matter of citing references from the course to make sure that you demonstrate to us that you learned something from this course and you reflected on that and how things went in your implementation. Industry relationship, again, here is worth 15%, so that's the URL to the video, maximum 3-minute video there, where you discuss with the mentor the implementations that you did. Again, the video needs to confirm that relationship that you had and that you actually confirm that you carried out these implementation to sort of remove any ambiguity about the work that you actually did. And then there's the sort of second video in the implementation visualization part. So that's a purposely crafted video that illustrates how you built one of your implementations. So you don't cover both of your implementations there, you go into greater detail about how you did one of them. And then finally, 15% of the mark is evidence of learning in the course. So of course, throughout your portfolio, we are looking for you talking about the things that you learned in this course and how the theories from the course have informed your implementation strategy here. Okay, so assessment details. Portfolio needs to include the following. So it needs to have a brief overview of the implementation. So very short description of how you did each one of your 2 implementations. And then of course you need hyperlink to each of them so that we can click and check what you've actually done. That needs to be aesthetically and visually nicely presented in the written portfolio. With screenshots and other visual elements. You need a short reflection as well on how things went according to the plan for each one of your implementations. So typically, a good way to lay this out is that you have these little sort of text boxes. So there's a little text box that explain, here's how I did the implementation, and then you show the illustration of it with images and screenshots and so forth, and hyperlinks. And then there's another textbook that reflects on how it went according to the plan. You need a hyperlink, of course, then to the video evidence where you discuss the strategic implementation with your SME, and then you need another hyperlink in the portfolio to your visualization video from one of your implementation. And in addition, if you choose to do the presentation, then you need to include the PowerPoint slides as an appendix as well. For groups and peers, again, as for assignment 1, author bios that outline who did what needs to go in the front of the report, not part of the word count, and you will be penalized for not including those author bios. So make sure that goes in there if you're working in a group or as a peer. So the written components of the portfolio, we really want to we want to stress that the portfolio is not a lengthy written document. So it's not a matter of producing a lot of words. You should be able to explain and express what you have done and what you have implemented in other ways than using loads and loads of words. So no more than 250 words explaining how you did each implementation, and no more than 250 words reflecting on how each implementation went according to the plan. So, as I said, a good way to structure this is have those little text boxes. This is how I did it, and this is reflecting on how it went according to the plan. So there needs to be 4 of those little text boxes, max 1,000 words in total, 250 words for each of those. So make sure that you don't go over that limit. Okay, so let's talk about the implementation video. So it's a short video to visualize how you built one of your implementations. As you saw on the previous slide, 250 words explaining what you did. It's a very tight word count, and therefore you have the video. So the video is there for you to elaborate on how things went according to the plan. It's there to elaborate on what you actually did, so how you did your implementation and how you created value for your audience. So be creative in that video, and you need to submit that as a URL. So a good way is to record it and put it up on YouTube, for example. If you don't want the whole world to see it, you can make it as an unlisted video on YouTube, which means that only those with the URL will be able to find that video. So that's a safe way to do that. You can post it elsewhere as well, like in Google Drive or whatever you like, but you can't submit it to Canvas because then the whole system will just crash. You can't submit a file that large. So your video must meet these 3 criteria. Has to be strictly between 3 and 5 minutes. Penalties will apply. And all students must be seen in the video. So you have to be in there, seen, not just voiceover, but you need to be seen in that video. Groups and peers, all of you need to be in there. Doesn't have to all of you be there all the time or equal amount, but you somehow need to be in there at some part of it. And it must cover only one of your implementations. If you try to squeeze in explaining how you did both your implementations, we are basically just going to stop watching as soon as you start talking about your second implementation. So just one of them. If you want to elaborate on your other implementation as well, so you say, the word count is tight, and you want to tell us and demonstrate how you built both of your implementation and created value, then you have an option to do an in-class presentation in week 12. So that allows you to further elaborate on how you built your second implementation. So you get more time and space to explain what you did, and of course that can only significantly improve your mark. When you come and do this presentation, we'll also give you direct feedback, so you get direct feedback from your tutor, and you can reflect on that to improve your video and your portfolio. You will have at least an additional weekend and Monday to continue to work on your portfolio and video. And you get a temporary grade as well, so you know where you're sitting grade-wise from doing the presentation. So there's great benefits of doing it. It has to be strictly 5 minutes. We want to give as many as possible an opportunity to do it. So we need to have sort of like 10-minute slots for this, which means that there will be maximum 5 5 projects if you want per hour that can do it. So it needs to go in 10 minutes in 10-minute increments there. So you get 5 minutes to present, so we'll give you a warning 4 minutes. When it's 5 minutes, we have to tell you to stop, and then we have another additional 5 minutes for feedback and questions before the next group needs to come. Now, as you probably have understood already, is that not everyone will be able to do this. We don't have that many, there are too many students in the class. So we will do this on a first in principle. So if you would like this opportunity, contact your tutor and they'll slot you in. Those that are, we want to benefit those that planning ahead and are focused on their studies. They will so that will get the first chance to do it. If you leave this to the last minute, then it is very likely that there won't be any places left to do this. So yeah, plan ahead and book yourself in for a presentation. Same as for assignment 1, work integrated learning. So you need to discuss the implementation with your SME and mentor, and again, it is your responsibility to manage this relationship. So make sure that you tell them this is when I need to submit the work, and early on. I mean, this assignment is due several months ahead from the start of the semester, so you need to just pencil in that time and date and make sure that your SME or mentor is onto that, so that you know that this is the time when I will finish the project, and this is when we need to have that final recorded chat. And of course, again, everyone needs to be seen in the video. No voiceover is insufficient. Method for this first step is to review the feedback from assignment 1, your strategic plan, and then attend the feedback and feed forward workshop in week 8 to further discuss your implementation strategy with your tutor. So we set aside time in week 8 for individual consultations, so that you get a chance to further discuss with your tutor what direction, or if you need to change any direction from what you planned, and then help you to set you up in the best possible way to be successful in your implementation. Once you've had that discussion with your tutor, then build your digital resources, execute your plan and your implementations, and then after you've done that, reflect on how did it go according to the plan. Keep a dialogue with your SME and mentor throughout. It's important, and then record the final meeting. Make sure that you schedule that meeting early, and then record that, confirming the work that you did and the relationship that you had. Then you craft your video or your presentation, collect and format your portfolio that needs to also be submitted as a PDF, and then you submit it, present in class, and that is about it for assignment 2. Good luck with that.